Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining my channel. My name is Rocky, and if you've been watching all December, you know that this is Vlogmas, and we've been vlogging every single day. It's revolving around a theme of beauty and all these beauty bits because we've been opening up an advent calendar from The Body Shop, and every day it's something great for the body. In addition, this week is super special because we've been doing London Week, and today is the last day of London Week, and I can't wait to get into this conversation. Let's get started with the advent calendar. Now with the advent calendar, I've been filming this stuff real time, so you can see my reaction as soon as I open it up. You know what I'm thinking, and that's been a lot of fun. So I'm gonna continue with that. It's been fun. So let's see if we can find this right away. Ding! All right, let's see, day 21, and this is always so difficult to do. Day 21 is not on top. I love it when it's on top. Day 21, boom, right here. Let's see what it is. Oh. It's always so hard to get these out with one hand. That's what she said. Your body scrub is enriched with avocado oil from South Africa. Our supplier is committed to using sustainable agricultural practices to help support ecosystems and replant avocado trees. All right, so let's see what do we think this is? Something with avocado in it, right? Oh, avocado scrub. Some of these don't match. I know it seems like, like it's obvious, but some of these don't match. Alrighty, but I feel like it is. Yes, cream body scrub, which I've been thinking about getting a body scrub. Look at that. Look at God. So this is avocado for dry skin, rich and smoothing exfoliation. I wish you all could see my screen because there's all these I don't know what it is, like on the camera where there's like a square and a circle and a bullseye and all these things on my screen when I'm filming. So to you this looks very clear, but for me it has a bunch of lines and circles and stuff all over, so that's why it's hard for me to read stuff sometimes. So don't need to justify why I can't read, but I just felt like I needed to. Anyway, I'm super excited to try this on the body, and again, all of these things I plan to try them and let you know what I think, of course, but that's for another day. But we're going to get into finishing off London Week, and I promised you that I would give you my opinion of the whole trip once I got done. Again, this was my first time across the pond in general, and then obviously if that was my first time across the pond, first time in Europe. So I put down some of my observations and then my thoughts about the place. So first and foremost, some of these you heard me kind of pepper throughout the week of vlogging in London, but I want to just kind of comprehensively tell you my observations. So first and foremost, rainy. I thought it was pretty funny that my coworker, in response to my saying, hey, is ice skating going to be indoors because it's raining the day that you plan to go? And he says, my dear, if rain stopped us from doing stuff in London, then by gosh, we'd never do anything here in London. So it rains that much where you just kind of expect that your outdoor activities is going to be done in the rain. So that said, it's a lot of rain, but I guess that's normal, especially for this time of year. They're not really a snowy place, but a rainy place. The people there smelled lovely, and I feel like they just have access to more fragrances, or they just baseline, just by nature, are all into fragrances and kind of know, know what good smells like, what bad smells like, and it's just a diverse options. Like here you have to just search high and low for niche fragrances. Only a few handful of places that go either high-end stores or boutiques will have niche fragrances. It seems like that's the norm or common, or perhaps maybe the fragrances that we consider niche are made there, so it's common there. I don't even know, but I just know everybody smelled good, and it made me feel like I needed to get my fragrance game up. The people there are kind of rude. They don't move out of your way. I don't know if it's rude or if it's cultural. They just don't understand the boundaries of personal space. And it got to a point where I started to shoulder check people on the street. I was always having to move out of people's way when they were walking, and they made no effort whatsoever to move out of my way, and I just didn't feel like that was fair. So after a certain point, I started to stand my ground, and I was dipping my shoulder to make sure that they understood they needed to move, at least make some effort. So I was moving just enough, if there was a compromise, if they moved a little and I moved a little, we would not have touched. When I moved and they didn't move at all, they got hit. So was walking with my coworker, and after a while I told her, I was like, listen, I'm tired of going out of my way to move my body and do all this matrix stuff to get out of people's way. If they're not making an effort, I'm not going to make an effort. Where I come from, I know how to fight. So if they want to get down, I'm ready to get down. And I told her, don't feel like she was obligated to help me. Anyway, let me go on. I got to move faster because I'm talking too much. The prices are sneaky expensive because I have to do the conversion rate. It seems lower there, but it's actually higher there, and it's sneaky expensive. There's lots of cafe varieties, which that is my love. So I would be super happy to go back there and just go to a whole bunch of different cafes. I was mesmerized. The architecture is mesmerizing. It's just so much character, rich in history, deep and rich in history. And I just didn't have time to take in all of the details because I just love architecture just to understand. A lot of architecture tells a story, and I just didn't have time to just take it all in visually. So I'd love to go back. They have square and rectangle manhole covers instead of round ones, which is interesting. I asked an engineer, a civil engineer here in Chicago, why are ours round? And they said because when it's round, no matter which way you turn it, it won't fall in. So I would think that the rest of the world would adapt to round so that they would not have that problem too. But no, theirs are square and rectangle. The food there overall was meh, M-E-H, or mid. And I might be spoiled because I come from Chicago, where we have a whole bunch of cultures that come together in one place, and we just have a bevy of options, and they're all really good. You got to step your game up if you want to open a restaurant here. So I might be spoiled, but overall to me it was just average. The shopping was fun, and just maybe so happened to be where I was over in the Covent Garden area, tons of shops and everything. And then I went over to Harrods, so I got a small taste of the shopping. I wanted to, if I were there and I could rent a car and all that, or get a ride, I don't know if I would drive because the whole left right side of the street thing, but I would have loved to go to Visitor Village, where they have their outlet shops. I always see a lot of influencers go there. I just feel like what I saw was the tip of the iceberg. So my thought is that there's fun shopping there. There's lots of sightseeing because obviously I'm not from there and it's completely different. Everything is a sight for me. So I just felt super distracted and just trying to like take it all in. And I just need more time to just appreciate it all and take it all in. But I just love the fact that there was so much sightseeing for me. It felt like a cultural melting pot. There were so many different accents that I could hear walking around. There was obviously the European one, because to me that's an accent because of the way I speak, but French, Australian, Nigerian, just every Italian, every accent you could think of. It was just so common to just hear it everywhere, and it was so beautiful to me. The whole walk left, walk right thing is not consistent. I thought because everybody drove, you know, on the left side of the street, and I noticed the signs in the airport that everybody walked on the left side of the street, and for the most part, you know, people kind of gravitated to the left. But it's confusing because not everyone follows that kind of logic, and so there's a lot of crashing and weaving and all, just in general, not just me, just everybody. If you watch people walking, there's a lot of crashing and weaving and crossing going on because it's not consistent. There is no like rule of thumb, go to your left. And so anyway, that I noticed that. It was hard to judge the fashion. I can't tell if people are good dressers because everyone had on, you know, coats and long coats because it's raining. You have hats and umbrellas and things like that. And I couldn't really tell about shoes either because the weather just didn't really give me a good sense of like how people dress. So the verdict is still out about the fashion there. And then lastly, there were no homeless people. And I made a mention of that as well. No homeless people. I just don't understand, you know, coming from the US, every major city has a lot of homeless people. One, because there's a lot of traffic and you can kind of panhandle better when there's a lot of foot traffic and stuff like that. So in those major parts, those dense parts of the city, I expected to see homeless people. The weather, my understanding is it doesn't get too deep cold and it doesn't get too hot. So liken it to like a San Francisco, I would expect that the weather is mild enough year round where you would see homeless people. So I asked somebody about it, and they have pretty good programs to get people off the street, get people clean off drugs, all these things. And the ones that you know actually end up seeing on the street, they're choosing to be on the street. But it just still blew my mind that they were able to keep their streets free of homeless people that way. I just had not ever seen that. So my overall thoughts: would I go back? Yes, I would absolutely go back, but I would go back probably in July because, you know, the weather seems to be a bit more fair at that time of year and something to more of my liking. I love summer in general, and I'm a summer baby. I'm born in June. So, and I am of tropical descent, or whatever you want to call it, Caribbean descent. So I think it just runs in my veins that I just love warmer weather. And so I would go back, but just under a different different pretense. I wouldn't be, you know, I would love to go for a pleasure, and I would spend much more time so I can just take it all in. I would do sightseeing if I went, you know, I would shop more if I went, and I would stay in an area with a high walkability score. Where I was perfect. It was great. I'm not sure that on my own I would be wanting to pay that much that I did for that hotel, and it could have been just that time of year. I'm not really sure what caused it. Plus there was a strike with the tubes and the trains. It was just bad timing, so a lot of people were staying in that area where I was at because that's where a lot of work is, and in order to get to work, they, you know, anyway, it was just bad timing altogether. You know, just before Christmas holidays, you know, it's just a lot. So I feel like going in August, I'm not sure, but I feel like that would be a better time. I could do the things that I would want to do, stay where I want to stay, etc. And then lastly, if I do go back, I'm not sure if it's best to go alone or go and have company with me, because I didn't particularly care for, when walking around with my coworkers, having to like coordinate on ideas like, where do you want to eat? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Da da da. You want to go here? Want to go there? It's just like having to make the decisions versus organically being able to just go and do. I would have to be careful with who I selected. There are a couple of my friends, like I'm gonna name them here. My friend Jocelyn, my friend Melissa. They are very, very easy to travel with because I'm easygoing too. So it's kind of like I need that energy to make it enjoyable. So if I did go in broad company, it would probably be those girlfriends, for example. But if it's like a group thing or people that I don't know how they travel, I'm not sure that London will work because the streets are all like this, you know, every which way. You really don't know where you're going. Then you have somebody else who's indecisive or confused or not really a native walker, don't like to walk a lot. It could be tough. So that all said, you know, those are my final thoughts. Would I go back? Yes. Did I have a good time for what it was? Yes. Would I recommend it? Yes, but not during this time of year. So those are my thoughts about the trip. And so anyway, I ended with that, and that was, you know, Vlogmas 21. Come back for 22. We're going to start on some other, I have so much to show you. So 22, 23, 24, 25. I only have 4 more days to talk you through the rest of Vlogmas, and I have so much. And then of course Christmas Day, talking you through it. I just don't feel like I have enough time. And before that I felt like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough to talk about for Vlogmas. How am I going to vlog every single day for 25 days? And now I feel like I don't have enough time. Well, anyway, thank you for listening to my ramble and rant. For those of you who have been to London, I would love for you to tell me your opinion in the comments down below. If you live there, I want you to tell me what I should do the next time I go there, and what did I get wrong? What did I get wrong about London from my first impressions? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Again, we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of this year. We're trying to monetize. I need your help, so watch, rewatch, share all of the good things. Hit the thumbs up. Bye.